She's building towers.
You walk into that conference room, slides ready, research solid, years of experience backing you up. Then you open your mouth and say, I'm not really an expert, but here's what I think. Congratulations. You've just told your audience to not take you seriously. This happens to brilliant women in tech every single day. We have the knowledge. We've done the work. We've earned our right to be at the table. But somewhere between our brain and our mouth, we decide to apologize for existing. We downplay our expertise like it's a character flaw instead of the reason we got invited to speak in the first place. Here's the truth nobody wants to talk about. When you diminish your credibility, you're being harmful, not just to yourself, but every woman in the audience watching how we're supposed to show up in professional spaces. There's a difference between imposter syndrome and what I call performative humility. Imposter syndrome is the internal voice that's telling you you don't belong here despite evidence. That's a real psychological phenomenon that affects high achievers, especially women in male-dominated fields. But false humility, that's something else entirely. That's when you know you have valuable insights, but you've been socialized to believe that confidence in women looks like arrogance. So you preface everything with disclaimers. The problem is, your audience doesn't know the difference. When you say, I'm probably not the right person to talk about this when you know you are, they start wondering why you're up there at all. Your expertise is not an accident. You didn't stumble into your knowledge. You earned it through education, through experiences, failures, and victories. Stop treating it like something you need permission to claim. One of the funniest things I found about the modern feminism movement as a young woman of 21, when I immigrated first to the United States, was that women were demanding men give them equality. Equality is not theirs to give. You have it. I wanted to be better in the room that I was in. Every time you apologize for your expertise, you're not just undermining yourself. You're reinforcing a system that expects women to make others comfortable. You're teaching the next generation of women in tech that success requires apology. Think about the last tech conference you attended. How many men started their talks with, I'm not really qualified to talk about this? Now, they may add it to something that they truly are not qualified to talk about. However, nobody starts that way. Women do. But here's what really gets me. When we downplay our knowledge, we rob our audiences from the value of our insights. They came to learn from you specifically because of your expertise. When you minimize that, you're essentially telling them they wasted their time. Your apology language does not make you more relatable. It makes you forgettable. It takes sharp edges off insights that could change someone's career, solve a critical problem, or inspire the next generation. You're not doing anyone any favors by hiding your light under a bushel of false modesty. The cost isn't just professional, it's personal. Every time you diminish your own expertise, you reinforce your imposter syndrome. You create a feedback loop where you feel less qualified because you keep telling people that you're less qualified. Let's get specific about language that is sabotaging your credibility. These words are expertise killers. And once you notice them, you'll hear them everywhere. Just is the biggest culprit. I just wanted to share this idea. This is just my experience. I'm just going to show you something quick. That word turns your valid contribution into something trivial. You're not just showing something. You're demonstrating expertise. Maybe is another credibility crusher, depending on how you use it. Maybe this approach could work. This might be helpful. Perhaps we could consider this. Maybe suggest you're guessing. If you've researched it, tested it, or lived it, present it as what it is, an informed insight. I think and I feel are subtle, but powerful undermining phrases. This framework is effective because of these three measurable outcomes. Feel your feelings, but state your facts. Watch out for the qualifier cascade. I'm not an expert, but I think if we approach it this way, then possibly it might work. Did you hear that? Does that sound credible? Does that sound confident? Do you trust yourself when you say that? Your audience will definitely not trust it. Here's your homework. Record yourself giving a presentation or speaking in a meeting. Count how many times you use apologetic language. Most women are shocked by what they hear. We've been trained to soften our expertise so thoroughly that we don't even notice when we're doing it. The fix isn't complicated, but it requires conscious effort. Replace I think with the data shows. Replace maybe with specifically. And remove justs. Instead of I'm not an expert, but try based on my experience, or simply start with your real experience or real point. The shift from apologetic to authoritative is not about arrogance. It's about accurate self-representation. When you've spent years learning, implementing, and refining your knowledge, presenting it as anything less than an expert is dishonest. Start by reframing your relationship with your own knowledge. You're sharing informed perspective based on your expertise, based on your experience. You're not offering suggestions. You're providing solutions based on evidence and experience. This difference in language changes how people perceive you. Your authority doesn't require perfection. You can be wrong sometimes. And nobody can take away your experience. Real experts acknowledge their limitations while still owning their experience and their expertise. This solution works for teams that are trying to solve for X, not Y. That works. It's not the same as, well, I don't know if it'll work in every solution. And see the difference? Context matters enormously. When you provide your audience the background for your expertise, you give them permission to trust you. After implementing this project across 12 platforms, I can say this carries weight. Challenges, this worked. Which one sounds credible, stronger, and persuasive? Your expertise exists whether you acknowledge it or not. The question is whether you let the audience benefit from it. When you apologize for it, you leave your audience confused. The goal isn't to never be wrong. You will be wrong. The goal is to present your knowledge accurately, contextually, so people make informed decisions. Your job is to be clear about what you know, how you know, and the boundaries of where your knowledge lie. Here's your practical roadmap for eliminating apology language and stepping into your authority. Start small and build momentum. Week 1, audit your email communication. Before sending any message, scan for apologetic language and qualifiers. Replace "I just wanted to follow up," "sorry to bother you." Remove unnecessary qualifiers and watch how much more decisive your communication becomes. Week 2, focus on meetings. Prepare 3 key points you want to make and practice them without apologetic framing. Instead of "this might be a good solution," say "I need clarification on this." Instead of "I'm probably missing something, help me understand this." Week 3, tackle presentations and public speaking. Write out your opening and closing statements without any diminishing language. Practice introducing yourself with your real credentials instead of minimizing it. "I'm Sarah and I've been working in cybersecurity for 8 years," versus "I'm Sarah and I do security stuff." Hear the difference? Create accountability by asking a trusted peer to notice if you're using any diminishing language and give you some feedback. Most of us are blind to our own patterns. Having someone listen for it is important. Practice the pause. To add a qualifier, pause. Often, your original statement was perfect without the diminishing addition. Trust your first instinct before the second guessing kicks in. When you stop apologizing for your expertise, something remarkable happens. Stop waiting for permission to contribute meaningfully. You stop filtering your insights through layers of false humility. You start showing up as an expert you actually are. This isn't about ego or arrogance. This is about accuracy and being in service. When you own your expertise, you serve your audience. They get the full benefit of your knowledge and your experience instead of a watered-down version with apologies. And the ripple effects extend beyond your immediate career. Every a woman in tech owns her expertise publicly, she makes it easier for other women to do the same. You're not just changing your own future, you're changing the culture. Your expertise is not an imposition, it's a contribution. The industry needs what you know. Your colleagues need your insights. The next generation of women in tech needs to see you owning your knowledge without apology. Stop treating your hard-earned experience and expertise like something you need to apologize for. Start treating it like what it is. Valuable knowledge that people need to hear, delivered by someone qualified to share it. That someone is you. The conference room is waiting. Your audience is ready. Stop apologizing and start being in service. The industry will be better off for it, and so will you. Did you enjoy this video? Did you learn something? Did you get value? If so, please like, subscribe, comment, and share this video. Also, I run a free school community where we do weekly Q&As and several webinars a month, and we answer all your questions that you post in the chat. So join the school community and I'll see you there.